So what does this group need to know about Haiti that we don't get from the media?
Well, I'm not sure that you don't get it from the media, but I mean, I think the huge worry is that, you know, we have a kind of a short-term emotional span with regard to these kinds of issues. And, you know, for example, Save the Children's been on the ground in Haiti for the last 20 years, and hopefully they'll be there for the next 20. If there's any hope for Haiti, it's the fact that we'll do things the right way, sustainable over the long term. And sometimes we get really comforted by throwing a lot of money at a problem in the short term, and although it feels good, it doesn't necessarily stick. And I think, you know, we really have to make a commitment that says this is literally about decades of investing in the right way to try to change a country that obviously had huge problems before the earthquake, and you know, you really don't have a lot to build from. You've got to build over.
Yes, but I think you're absolutely right. I think if there's one thing that I've learned from going around the world and doing the wars and the crises, but also some of the emerging democracies, some of the better news stories, that, you know, sadly, America does have a short-term vision. And there is a time, for instance, right after an earthquake or right after a war or a tsunami or whatever it is, when the huge generosity of this country and the rest of the world pours out and huge amounts of money, of charity and promises are made. But I think for me also, if you talk about Haiti, I think one of the greatest things that could happen is that all those promises be translated into action. It's a little country with not that many people. It is possible to rebuild it, and it is possible to take it as almost an example of how to do poverty busting right, how not to fall into all the old traps of perpetuating poverty and injustice and all of that, but how to do it right. And actually they do have quite a lot of equity. They have human potential. They have tourism potential. It might sound out of the world to talk about that now,
Look
but
at
they
the Dominican
do.
Republic,
Precisely.
right next door, right?
They have manufacturing potential. When we were there, we saw some of the factories that were still standing, where there are Koreans who've invested there and all sorts of others. The United States has a special act that has passed through Congress, which allows no quotas on goods and all sorts of favorable things so that Haiti can export its stuff here. Plus, it's a fairly, unfortunately, but it's fortunate in a way, a low-wage workforce, so that instead of, you know, farming stuff out to China, you could actually get it done right here in Haiti and help build that industry up. And one of the most attractive things from a business point of view is that it's close to the United States, so you don't have to pay those huge travel costs and all the rest of it. So in other words, there is potential there.
Do you see that, Anne?
Yes.
Do you, as a businesswoman, do you see that?
I think it's tough right now. I really do. I think,
right,
and one of the sad things
now.
is that I think there was a little bit of momentum building prior to the earthquake with the Clinton initiative. I think it's going to be tough until it's tough for businesses to invest in countries that have weak governments.
Right.
And that is, to me, the most compelling issue that Haiti has. That you know, you're really not going to put a lot of your assets at risk if you don't have a strong government.